SimSim is your friend. I find myself continuously floored by how robust Capcom's suite of training tools are on Street Fighter 6. It seems like no matter where you are on your journey, they have something there to help you grow, no matter how you prefer to engage with the game. To be completely honest, outside of competitive fighting games, I generally find myself playing mostly single-player experiences these days when I do game. Not for any reason in particular, except maybe my own tendency to want to hop on and play at rather erratic times without having to necessarily rely on other folks to play. Now, this isn't usually an issue with fighting games with healthy online communities like Street Fighter 6, as there's always going to be people on to play at all times of the day or night. And with the borderline black magic netcode this game has, coupled with crossplay over PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and now Switch 2, there's never been a better time to get on and grind away online. But maybe you want to play, but don't really want to interact with other players. No judgment there. Or maybe you don't really want to just sit in training mode drilling combos or anti-airs. I mean, hell, what if your internet is so bad that not even the godlike Street Fighter 6 netcode is powerful enough to keep your matches from looking like a slideshow? Well, that kinda just leaves the admittedly really good World Tour mode or arcade mode. Both of which are fine ways to play, don't get me wrong. But don't quite simulate the experience you get when you're running sets with folks in the Battle Hub or Custom Lounge. But what if you could do that? What if you could literally choose who your opponent was and how difficult you wanted them to be? What if this mode had its own unique ranking system? And what if you could fight yourself and suss out your own strengths and weaknesses? Well, you can. Alongside the incredibly helpful replay takeover feature, Capcom also dropped the V-Rival system, which you can access front and center at the SimSim kiosk in the Battle Hub. But Jules, you ask, what could I possibly learn from fighting a glorified CPU? Can I just go to training mode and crank the CPU up to level 8 and get whooped on there? Well, to answer the first question, you can learn quite a bit actually. And to answer the second, sure, you could do that, but to say that the highest level CPU actually cheats would be a gigantic understatement. It absolutely reads inputs and responds unrealistically well to lots of situations. It's a fun challenge, but I wouldn't say it's great for training. So, what's the difference, you ask? Well, the V-Rival system is built using data compiled from actual online matches and built right there on the spot, so no experience will be quite the same when you use it from one time to the next. And unlike the regular schmegular CPU, you can play the SimSim matches more like they were actual people. It's an excellent way to practice meaty setups, safe jumps, and throw bait shimmies because it's very similar to playing against an opponent that can totally smash you if you're not careful, but they're not quite going full tilt. Maybe 80% or so, depending upon your current level of skill. For instance, I regularly use SimSim to warm up before ranked matches using the master level AI, and it legitimately feels like playing someone who's between Diamond 3 or 4 and freshly minted Master Rank. It may not use every single piece of godforsaken tech that players will hit you with online, but it will absolutely use frame traps, safe jumps, backdash out of throws, and can absolutely demolish your health bar if you're not careful. It'll also sometimes whiff moves and combos, and even switch up to panic strategies when it's burned out. I've also used it to shore up matchup knowledge against characters I don't see very often in ranked, like JP and Dawson. And the tech I found through SimSim has definitely helped me win actual matches on many different occasions. And SimSim, along with Lee Finn, who sits next to SimSim, will even give you pointers and praise for things you did well and things you may want to consider working on, which can be very helpful for newer players. Another small but very well thought out thing this mode offers is that just like any other online or local match, you can watch your replays and even do replay takeover right then and there to further dial in on the things you're working on. But Capcom seriously cooked here. If I had to sum it up, it kind of feels like doing time trials in a racing game, where Racing the Ghosts will teach you how to effectively hit all of the racing lines on a particular track, or matchup in the case of Street Fighter 6. You will eventually reach a point where you will win fairly consistently, and this is a great thing, as it means you are fundamentally understanding how to deal with each character matchup. You'll definitely fight trickier opponents out in the wild, just like you'd eventually race faster human drivers in a game like Gran Turismo Online. But SimSim can absolutely help you bridge the gap between having no clue what to do and being able to understand exactly what's happening on screen in a matchup, even if it's against a very strong opponent. So if you're looking for a way to grind those matchup boss fights and get a leg up on the competition in your skill level, I can't recommend SimSim enough. Just crank it up to where it bloodies your nose a little bit and let the magic happen. You'll be punching above your weight in no time. Godspeed and good luck out there.